Hey guys, I was just thinking the other day, I was saying, I used to listen to Paul Harvey and I was always intrigued by his stories. He always had the rest of the story. And today's story is one of those stories where I'm going to tell you the rest of the story. As children, I was always reminded of the people that we had in our lives that growing up, like Rex Trailer and we had Captain Kangaroo, and we also had Mr. Rogers. I want to tell this story because it kind of ties into the channel a little bit, and I thought it'd be kind of interesting to tell the story. And I read this online one time, and it is kind of a fascinating story. Some of you guys probably heard the story already, but it was a story about Mr. Rogers. And some of you guys are probably saying, Mr. Rogers, how does that tie into the channel? I'm going to tell you, okay? Mr. Rogers, one time, he was at the studio, and his driver was sitting outside, and Mr. Rogers sent somebody down and told him, hey, come on upstairs, you don't have to sit out there and wait, I'm in a meeting and it's going to be a while, I guess. And he told him to come on upstairs. So the guy sat and waited for him, and on the way home, Mr. Rogers asked him, he says, hey, do you mind if we swing by your house? I'd like to visit your family. And Mr. Rogers stopped and met his family. And for the rest of his life, he was always friendly with that family and was friendly with that driver and became close friends with him and his family. And I found that kind of fascinating because he paid attention to somebody that wasn't, that was just a common driver, and sometimes we forget these people, and we forget about the people in our lives around us that surround us, and we just kind of, they're there, but we don't pay much attention to them. I always found that kind of fascinating about Mr. Rogers, and I always liked the format of his channel. He always had kind of a cool format, and even though I was older, I always remembered Mr. Rogers. And when I saw the movie about Mr. Rogers, I found that, the movie kind of fascinating, and I remembered some of the things that Mr. Rogers talked about when I was a kid, in Captain Kangaroo and Rex Trailer and a lot of these other people. We learned a lot from them growing up, and they don't have shows like that today in the world. We don't have people like that quality of people in the world today, and it's really, really hard to find people like that in the world. We just don't have them. They've kind of disappeared. That generation is gone now, and it's kind of sad. But anyway, I've had a lot of people ask me about the format of my channel and how I come up with the idea of my channel. And my channel, I kind of mix it up a little bit, but one of the formats that I use, the format where I walk in the park and I kind of sit down and I start talking to you, and I look in, just like I'm kind of talking to you right now, where I would walk around and come sit down and start chatting. I actually got that from Mr. Rogers. I actually said, you know what, I'm going to put this on an adult level. I'm going to put the Mr. Rogers thing on an adult level and bring us up to speed, to give you that same comfort of when you were sitting down and watching TV and Mr. Rogers brought you into his living room or to wherever he was sitting and bring you there and just kind of be your friend. I thought that would be kind of a cool format because something? In all reality, a lot of the people that I talk to, I've become friends with over the years. I talk to a lot of people either through chat or sometimes in phone calls or emails or Messenger or whatever. I've talked with so many people, and a lot of you people I haven't spoke with, and I know I'll never be able to speak with everybody out there, but I want to kind of put that out there. I want to give you guys a big thank you also. But what the most important thing was, and that was the rest of the story, by the way, that's the rest of the story that we use that format. But I also want to say this is that I wanted to have that friendliness and that love that Mr. Rogers had and incorporate that in the channel also, and to give you that information like he used to give us. He used to kind of give us information and teach us things and all that. And that's the coolest part about Mr. Rogers, was he brought you right into the living room. He brought you with him and he talked to you directly. And that was the best part of Mr. Rogers. But I wanted to share that today, guys. I thought it'd be kind of cool. I know this is kind of a short video. We're gonna have some more videos coming up pretty soon, guys. God bless. Take care.